Hey, this is Shiraz, and before we get started, I just want to let you know that when I clear something for someone, when I cause a shift, I tend to yawn and cough from the energetic shift that happens. I don't know why it happens. It's just how my body works. And if you don't know that, you're going to listen to this video and go, what the hell is wrong with this guy? You might still think that, but now there's more of an explanation. The other thing to keep in mind is that if you hear something that you can absolutely relate to, when I cleared for them, you can get it cleared for you too. Just say yes when they're saying yes, and it works. I have people that watch these videos every morning to get stuff cleared. This can be your new morning habit too. Okay, that's enough for that. Let's get on with the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you get a great shift out of it. See you soon.
I am having trouble with having much fewer clients than I'm used to since COVID, since I'm not doing so many in person. And I've started seeing a few in person, and I'm very careful about it because I do know I have to be. I have COPD and I have to be careful about it. And it seems to me I have some issues around, I don't know, doing what I need to do to get things done. But also it's like I have the Conscious Life Expo coming up in February.
Okay.
And for me, that's where I've really made enough clients. I didn't have to do anything else to bring them in.
Okay.
There were plenty and it worked, and I would do 5-minute free readings and it worked great. But I can feel my concern because of COVID, and I probably will wear a mask, and then I'm worried, will they be as interested in me if I am masked off? And so I have like conflicts going on.
Okay.
It's kind of like I know what to do, but I'm afraid it won't work as well.
Yep.
And yeah, and I'm concerned about being safe. So it's like several things are interfering with it.
Yeah. So the big thing there is the fear is the biggest concern for you. Right.
Yeah, I have a hunch it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's feeling like.
When you're living in fear, you keep having to manifest evidence of why you should continue to live in fear.
Okay.
So that way you can be right. Right.
I don't need to be right on this. Believe me, I don't want to be.
It didn't actually come up as true.
That doesn't come up as true?
Yeah, I don't want to be did not come up as true. So part of you wants to be right about this.
I want to be careful. I want to be safe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's I want you to get this distinction. Whenever you're trying to be safe, you have to create justification of why you have to be safe. You have to create that reason out there. You'll see evidence of it show up for other people so that you can say, look, I'm doing the right thing, so I'm being safe. That's the whole thing. Because there's got to be justification. This is why I need to be safe. When you switch to awareness instead of safety, then it's a different space. Someone driving on the road that's trying to be safe is tense. They're scanning for the danger, and they're like, oh my God. And then that's how they're driving. There's always this, someone that's driving with awareness is just driving along, and it's like, oh, that guy's about to cut across 3 lanes, and then I'll just slow down a bit. But there's never fear. There's never, I have to be safe. The awareness comes to the point where you can actually anticipate things before they happen. So there's never any time that you get into danger.
Right? I understand the difference.
Okay.
So how do I get to that difference with this issue? Because I need to.
Okay. So number one, remember that when you're being safe, you're making sure you're putting yourself into situations where, oh shoot, I do have to be safe. And this is the thing a lot of people don't get with manifestation is, I'll give you an example. Like we were just talking about judgment. I used to worry about how people would see me based on what I do. And I'd have people come up and it's like, oh, you do that woo-woo stuff, right? Okay, I know I don't believe in any of that stuff. That's just a load of crap. And then I'd be like, for a while, I was trying to justify what I did, right? I'm like, well, a lot of it's based in science now. Quantum physics just, has shown that this happens. And then I said, you know what, screw it. I don't care, right? If you're going to judge me, judge me. And so what I thought would happen is that people would come up and go, oh, you believe in that woo-woo stuff. I think that's all crap. And I'd be like, yeah, whatever you want. You can think it's crap. I'll just move on, talk to someone else. But what actually happened when I said, I don't care anymore, you can say whatever you want, is no one started saying that to me anymore. They just come up and go, wow, that's what you, that sounds really fascinating. All those people didn't show up in my world. Like to this day, no one shows up in my world and says anything like that because I don't care. I don't care if they do or they don't. So the right people show up. When you do this with safety, the venues you end up going to, the situations you start creating, all of them will feel like this is light and fun. I don't have to worry about being safe in the situation. So where you are right now is your mind saying, well, if I stop trying to be safe, something bad is going to happen. But when you're working with the universe, when you stop trying to be safe and just be in awareness, there's no reason to worry because every situation just feels open and free and wonderful. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to always make sure you're safe?
It sounds like a much better way to go.
Doesn't it? There's still resistance because you're not saying no to that. I mean, saying yes to that.
I know, because I'm trying to feel what, just imagining being there, how would I feel? Because I really usually love it. It's fun for me. I love being with people.
Yeah.
And that's why it works so well for me.
Yeah.
I know that. And they feel that.
Yeah.
And so I know if the fear's in the way, I can't be the real me. I'm the scared little me.
Yes, exactly.
Like so it's about being. Okay, I think I can do it.
Okay. So
Because
are you willing to step out of the story that you always need to be safe?
I keep hearing the universe say, you'll be protected, stop worrying. Now can I trust it? Ah! So I want to trust it.
I want you to sort of take it a step further than that because you won't be protected. There won't be any reason to be protected.
Okay, I hear you.
Okay. So are you willing to step out of the story that you always need to be safe?
I feel a big part of me is, and then I hear on the outside, well, you know, people are careless and they're going to come even if they're, in fact, especially if they're sick so they can get well and then blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So,
So that
blah, blah going on.
Yeah. So that's all, that's the saboteurs in your brain giving you all the reasons to not change, to stay exactly where you are.
I get it. And I don't like it.
Yeah. That's their job. Their job is essentially to keep you safe. That's what they're dedicated to do. They look for any time you've ever been in danger, any possibility where you might have been in danger, and then they reinforce. Oh, this one time I got sick because of this. Let's make sure that never happens again. And so you're so focused on making sure that never happens. You don't focus on, hey, what if this wonderful thing happened? Your energy's all on, let's make sure that never happens. And when you put your energy on the other side, let's make this wonderful thing happen. This doesn't automatically happen. It just goes away. Right? If someone, when they were a kid, was standing by a wall and the wall was unstable and it fell on them, and you'd be like, oh my God, that was so horrible. A wall fell on you and you got injured, but you've recovered from that. Now, if you see them in your house and they're always leaning against the wall to make sure it doesn't fall on them, you'd think, well, why are you doing that? Like, you don't need to do that all the time. They're like, no, it might fall. So I always got to make sure I got enough pressure so it doesn't fall on me. And that's what people do now.
So you know what I have to do? I have to come up with another word than safe.
That's why we went with aware.
Yeah.
We want you to go from safety to awareness.
Aware is a better word for me instead. Because it is natural for me when I'm driving to be aware of cars churning and whatever. It's just a necessity, really.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just switching a level inside my energy system, actually. Come on, gut. You got to shift there.
So Are you willing to step out of the story that you always have to be safe instead of aware?
I want to say yes, but why did I hear a no?
Again, this is you being in resistance. You've
Wow.
made being safe so vital and so important that when you're given other opportunities, you're trying to override them and say, well,
You
nope.
know, I never went through this until COVID.
COVID brought up a lot of stuff for people that that was under the surface that never just showed up before. That was part of the reason it had to show up in the world.
Well, it sucks. Okay, I got to get rid of it. Aware.
So I remember I used to have to protect my body all the time because when I had the arthritis, even like the slightest jar on something was like, ow, that hurt. And so even when the arthritis went away, I was always trying to be safe with my body. And then when I stopped doing it, I realized, wait, I can do a lot more than I thought I could do. I have a lot more freedom. And so now I'm just having fun and getting out there and doing things I used to do long before the arthritis. And it's like, this is so much freedom. I was living, even after the arthritis was gone, I was living in safety because I'd been doing it for so long and it just felt like the right thing to do, but it wasn't the right thing to do. It was the habitual thing to do.
I understand the difference.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was told I have rheumatoid arthritis since I was a child. And that I would have difficulty with pregnancy and with a lot of things in my life, and I'd have a lot of pain later on. And none of that was true.
Yep. And when you know that none of that was true, why are you trying to hold on to the story that you have to be safe or bad things will happen? Because that's just the voices in your head telling you that. Right? When you're aware, if someone invites you to an event where it's like there's people there that would be hazardous to your health, the awareness will say, nope, not going to do that. It wouldn't be like, oh no, we can't, and if we go, we have to be careful. It'll just be like, no, I'm not doing that one. But that one feels like, let's go to that one.
You know, you're right, because it's easy for me to go in and ask my guides, are those people healthy?
Yes, exactly.
Instead of safe, healthy.
Yes, you're getting
and
it.
I can do that.
Okay. So let's try it again. Are you willing to step out of the story that you need to always be safe?
Yes.
There we go.
Where? I like that word, be aware.
Yeah.
Thank you. I needed something to replace it with.
You ever see the signatures on my email? It says, be well, be aware, be magical.
I like that.
Okay. Well, thank you for playing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like. And if you had a shift of your own, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Also, check out the description for energetic magic events that you can attend every single month. Be well, be aware, and be magical.